There are many relatable concepts between the fifth discipline and blended. For instance, learning organizations consist of people from different backgrounds with different viewpoints who collectively understand how everything is interconnected. Similarly, to develop a successful blended environment, one of the key things that needs to be in place is a solid team of people to move innovation forward. The fifth discipline emphasizes youth leadership. Teenagers and young adults have a very strong investment in the future. They're also the least likely to invest in the past, so they can see flaws in current models and patterns. When young people develop basic leadership and collaborative learning skills, they are a force to be reckoned with. Similarly, student-centered schools value student opinions, and as a result, students are more motivated to do well and be accountable for their school, the activities and the opportunities that it has to offer them, and the roles that they play in their academic environment. In schools like this, there is certainly a culture of working together towards common goals. The fifth discipline describes the power of transformative relationships. Learning how to help people grow will help them live and thrive. Simply show up for young people. Be someone that others can count on, and be consistent with them. This type of relationship will rub off on them, and they will start to do this for others. In blended, one way teachers can positively impact students is by having them serve as mentors. Having teachers serve as mentors provides the opportunity for them to be more involved and engaged with students, building relationships with them and getting to know them on a personal level. Just like with adults, young people are more inclined to produce their best work for someone they trust, respect, and like. Let's talk about furthering concentrating power. In the fifth discipline, team members focus on short-term results, and they get consistent and sustained feedback. In blended, teachers should be more frequent and rapid in their feedback to students so that they can gauge what to do next. There is no learning organization without motivated learners. If they're not motivated to try new things, there won't be any growth, productivity, or development. A suggestion to empower our students is to create a work-at-your-own-pace / determine-your-own-goals opportunity for them. They will no longer feel rushed or compare themselves to their classmates. Systems thinking believes that learning together starts when we actually listen to one another rather than just talk at one another. In a flipped classroom, teachers spend more time in class having meaningful interactions with their students, and this technique also invites students to show their mastery of skill with facilitation and support from their teachers. The fifth discipline brings up a point that is textbook human mentality, in my opinion. We're not so much drawn to what we want to create as we are repelled by what we have from our current reality. We're always looking to the negative first instead of the positive. We need to rethink how to view a problem. We need to use it to our advantage. In a blended learning environment, teachers do not need to break the bank to bring resources to their students. One suggestion is to interact with authors or people in your related subject fields via Twitter and other social media outlets. From there, you can organize meetings, presentations, Skype sessions, and group chats remotely. You're bringing new experiences to students without even leaving your classrooms. It takes time to see things as a whole, to study all its parts, see patterns of change, and to find new solutions for the entire system. Teachers should provide their students with enough time and the right process to set and achieve their own individual learning goals. Student agency will allow students to enhance their learning experience. A mistake is an event, the full benefit of which has not yet been turned to your advantage. Creative tension is a good thing, bringing out a capacity for perseverance and patience. People shouldn't run away from opportunities because they seem hard. That's the nature of how things work. Most new things will always seem hard. Don't be alarmed by the new teacher tool in the room. Teachers will need new skills to learn how to support students who are learning different things at different paces through different approaches. They'll need to be able to facilitate different learning opportunities for students, such as one-on-one tutoring, project-based learning, and lectures. It's important to begin becoming masterful at skill rather than spending time planning lessons. Learning organizations are most successful when all team members give their input. In the case of blended, the parents are also part of that team. So communication is imperative. Google Classroom has a summary feature. Remind is a texting app. Teachers can even communicate with parents by providing a live stream or a video summary of the day's lessons. In learning organizations, people want to pursue a shared vision that matters, one they're eager to contribute to, and most importantly, one that's relevant to them. They want to be responsible for positive results, and they're willing to look at shortfalls in their own behavior and correct problems whenever they're able. Relevance of a vision is important in a blended learning environment as well. The age-old question asked by students still exists. When am I ever going to use this? Students want to know that what you're teaching them won't be a waste of their time, so it's crucial to make content relevant. Find ways to make connections to students' real lives. In systems thinking, small, well-focused actions can produce significant and long-lasting improvements. However, when people in organizations focus only on their position, they have little sense of responsibility for the results produced when all positions interact. And when results are disappointing, all you can do is assume that someone screwed up. So there needs to be a sense of collective accomplishment as well as collective blame. In a blended learning environment, the mentality is a little different. There is less of an emphasis on whole group instruction or activities, making small group activities the goal. This setting better supports the work at your own pace model we discussed before, and it encourages students to build up their intrinsic motivation. However, there is something to be said in both systems thinking and blended learning environments about the inclusion of all parts of a system. You know how the old song goes, the foot bone's connected to the ankle bone's connected to the leg bones. Systems thinking fosters the inclusion of all parts of a system, company, action, or bones. Here's the blueprint for blended learning. It involves many key parts, as we've discussed in previous slides. In closing, teachers, school and community leaders, parents, and students all have a very important role to play to help all young people prepare for their future. Thanks so much for watching and listening.